Hello, Julianne again, talking about the unfindability inquiries. In this video, I want to talk about the compulsion inquiry. But before I do that, I want to say a little bit more about all of the unfindability inquiries. There are a lot of nuances to them. So in these videos that I'm making, I'm keeping it really simple and really basic. I'm not going into a lot of the nuances that can show up when we're working with clients on this. So if you really want to experience like a highly skilled process, what that's like, you can always work with a certified facilitator. There are a few facilitators who are certified in the living inquiries and unfindability inquiries. Obviously, I'm one of them. In this group, in the members site, the others that I know of are Lava, Hanukkah, Sumitra, and Alec. There may be others that are in here that I'm just not sure about, so they're welcome to share their names if they're certified in these. So just wanted to throw that out there. Also, in talking about the compulsion inquiry now, if you're working with addictive substances like alcohol or drugs, we want to be really careful about that. We recommend that you first work with a doctor or another professional who can help with medical detox if needed. Often detox is required when working with these substances because coming off of them too quickly without proper detox, it can be dangerous and even deadly. So please be very careful about that. Please reach out before using the compulsion inquiry on any of these types of substances. So that said, what is the compulsion inquiry? So the compulsion inquiry is one of the unfindability inquiries. It can be used to address any kind of addiction or compulsion. So those can be compulsive eating, sex and porn addiction, relationship addiction, love addiction, shopping, gambling, cleaning. I used to have that one. Checking emails, Facebook, social media. Compulsion around protection and safety, control, being right, being loved, seeking enlightenment, doing something, not doing something, avoiding something, so much more. It can really be used on like these subtle inner drives, the need for perfection. I'm a 1 on the Enneagram, so like that drive to be perfection, a perfect or a perfectionist. The shoulds and shouldn'ts that we often aren't even really aware of that are driving us. It can be fun to look at your Enneagram type and see what are the drives in there. What are your shoulds and shouldn'ts based on your Ennea type. So as we know, compulsions and addictions are usually like an attempt to escape something. We don't want to feel something. So when we're able to really stay present to what we're feeling, the compulsive behaviors can actually start to fall away or reduce. But because we avoid those, we're looking for an escape means, and therefore these compulsions. The more we inquire into the compulsions, it gradually can become easier and easier to let these energies, these cravings and drives, just naturally come and go on their own. When we're meeting them directly, so they move through more easily. And that can relax that sense of I have to do something. So it can help us get to a place where we don't feel that compulsion to use, that sense of I have to. Now, often we will have to work with the drivers first, right? There's trauma, there's shame, there are deficiency stories. These are the drivers of many of our compulsions. And so often we have to work with those before we work with the compulsion or the substance or the drive itself. There's no quick fix when it comes to working with addiction and compulsion. So if you're interested in using this, you want to make sure that you're really committed and willing and open and ready to really, really deeply explore this stuff. And there's a lot of support out here for it. So don't be afraid to reach out if you need it. So in the compulsion inquiry, like in the unfindable inquiry and the anxiety inquiry, we're looking for something. Now, in this case, we're looking for the command to do something or not do something. So it's like a force or an urge or a drive that tells us we have to do something. I typically use the word command, but that may not resonate with you. So find the command word that does resonate for you. What does it feel like you have to do? Is it a drive? Is it a demand? Is it a desire? These are some words you can use. An urge, an impulse, a need, a must, an order, a requirement, a should or shouldn't, or compulsion. So find the right word to know what you're looking for. It's got to be the word that represents your sense of, I have to do something. The other thing that we do in the compulsion inquiry that's unique to this one, and as opposed to the other inquiries, is we're looking for what we call the ghost image. Now, the ghost image is a subliminal image that just pops up when we think about using our substance or activity. It can come and go really quickly, so we might not even be aware of it at first. So, for example, I have a thought, oh, I want a glass of wine, and I have a picture of a glass of wine in front of me. Or, oh, I really want my dark chocolate, and I have a picture of my chocolate bar that I like, right? That's a flash of an image. It just comes and goes quickly. If we're not really looking for it, we might not even notice it's there. That ghost image can be one of the things that makes that craving hold on. So one of the things we'll be looking for is that ghost image. So then once we spot the ghost image, we start looking. We start looking for the command to eat that, drink that, do that, check social media, whatever the compulsion is that we need to do. So we typically start by trying to induce that craving in ourselves. If we're not already feeling it, let's try to induce it. So we can do that with the reverse inquiry. I don't need to eat that chocolate, or I don't want to eat that chocolate. Oh, yes, I do. There's the ghost image, and there's the craving in the body, right? I would start with the picture, the ghost image, bring that up. But if the body, as always, if the body energy is stronger, you can go there first. But just like in the other inquiries, we're working with words, pictures, and body energies. I can see the picture of it's Lily's dark chocolate bar. That's my favorite. So I'm seeing the picture. Again, we don't want to rush through. We want to welcome it, give it some time, really see it, and then ask the question, where on that picture is the command to eat that? If that's the compulsion I'm working with, if that's my drive. And so I'm looking at it. Do I see a command on the picture of this chocolate bar? I can even literally hold the chocolate bar in front of me and look at that. Where on this is it telling me I have to eat this? So I might clearly see that, no, it's not there. I don't see it on the picture, but I might still feel something in the body. So we're going to go there. Or the energy in the body gets really strong when I look at the picture and ask that question. So it does feel like the command is on there. So either way, we're going to go to the body and feel into that craving wherever you feel it in the body. And you open to it and you welcome it and you allow it, give it some space. And we're going to be curious about it. Where in this energy is the command to eat this chocolate? And we look, can we find it anywhere in there? And we may or may not find it. If it feels like there's no command in there, like no, then stay with the feeling. See if you can stay with it long enough for the craving to relax on its own. Or it may seem like it's there and more thoughts will come up and you watch those, or more pictures, right? So just like the other inquiries, we're following the flow of words, pictures, and body energies. Even with words and pictures, when you see that there's not a command on them, see if you can just keep watching them until they dissolve on their own. That can help us to learn to actually be with things longer, even especially the cravings in the body. If we can learn to stay with the craving long enough to see that it actually passes on its own and we don't have to actually act on the craving. So check everywhere. Like I said, check the substance, check the phone. Where on here is it telling me I need to check my emails or check social media? Do I see it anywhere on the phone itself? It might feel like it, right? So then we go to the energy in the body. And where in the energy is that? We also want to use mining. It's really important. And you can use the reverse inquiries, utility inquiries. Some mining questions could be, what is it I really want? So is it that I really want to eat that chocolate? But what does that chocolate give me? Right? So that's a mining question. What does it give me? What do I get out of it? I get relief. Okay, so maybe that's my actual compulsion, is to get relief. Maybe that's the command. Is there a command to get relief? So this is why it's important to know what you're looking for. Also, what would happen, or what would I have to feel if I don't engage in this substance or this activity? Right? What would I have to feel? Oh, I might have to feel anxiety. Okay, so what if I just feel it? And go into the anxiety and welcome it, give it space. And I can also search it. Is there a command in here to do something, to eat that chocolate or to get relief? Follow the flow of whatever happens as a result of that. Also, when did this compulsion start? What was happening in my life when it started? Okay, that might bring you to memories. There might have been some trauma that happened. Now we can explore that. So you're going to continue moving through all the words, the pictures, the body energies, looking for the command to do something. Now, we can also look for the command not to do something, right? So we can have this sense of preoccupation with not using our substance. Like, oh, there's my chocolate. I really, really want it, but I shouldn't. I'm not supposed to. It's bad for me. Like, all these thoughts are happening, right? So we can look for the command not to. Is it in that feeling that I shouldn't? Is it in the words I shouldn't? Right? It's this craving and aversion. I want it, but I can't. I want it. I need to, I have to, but I shouldn't. There might be shame in there. Shame is often involved in addiction and compulsion. So we absolutely want to explore that. Go through all the words and pictures that come up around that. Where is the command not to do this, right? Even the belief that, well, if I don't find the command not to, then I will, right? Because that's another belief. That's just more thoughts. Look at those. Right? This is where the real freedom happens, when all of this falls apart. There's no command, right? There's no command that can be found to do something, to not do something. All the shoulds and shouldn'ts, the have tos and the can'ts, when they start to relax. And then there's just energy moving. Often the cravings will relax on their own when we don't find the command to do something or not do something. So that is a little bit about the compulsion inquiry. Again, I will make a video of me self-facilitating on that at some point. I'm not going to be able to get to these right away, but I will do that at some point. Play with it, be gentle with yourself. If you have questions, reach out, and enjoy. Thank you.